What?
Get down! Get down!
All right, I'm coming.
Hey, look at what we got here.
I don't want any trouble. You don't need to do this.
You are a long way from home, boy.
You don't need to be going.
You're gonna be going all right.
The guy who just took on that entire gang single-handed is Tommy Lee. The character Phillip Rhee has been playing across all 4 films in the series. Here's the interesting part. By 1995, when Best of the Best 3 came out, the franchise had stopped hitting theaters like the first one did and had moved straight to the VHS market. And yet this was the entry nobody expected much from, which somehow ended up becoming one of the most talked about chapters in the whole series. Best of the Best 3 went straight to video on May 17, 1995, less than a month after the Oklahoma City bombing shook the entire country. With all of America suddenly focused on extremist groups operating at home, a low-budget martial arts movie was telling the exact story of a small town being manipulated by one of them. Maybe that coincidence is what turned the 3rd Best of the Best into the most distinctive entry in the whole series. Tommy Lee comes back to the town of Liberty to visit his sister Karen and her husband Jack, who's the sheriff, watching helplessly as the place he lives slips further into Hanson's hands every single day. They spread fear through the whole town and burned down the local preacher's church, and now they're leaning on the council every way they can to seize control of one key piece of land. Tommy and a schoolteacher named Margot are 2 of the very few who dare to stand up and push back at the council meeting, and they actually manage to block Hanson's plan. But from that moment on, everything spirals out of control fast. Hanson starts aiming straight at Tommy's family, squeezing Jack and grabbing his kids, which forces Tommy into the confrontation he'd been trying to avoid all along. What makes the fight scenes in this movie land so hard is that Phillip Rhee barely needed a stunt double at all. He holds a 6th degree black belt in Taekwondo and a 3rd degree in Hapkido, and he also trained in Wing Chun and boxing. Not many people know that back in 1980, Rhee was on the US Taekwondo team that went to South Korea to compete, and that trip became the inspiration for the Best of the Best franchise he built later. The final showdown comes when Tommy takes down every member of the gang one by one and then faces Hanson head-on. Even with the chance to end the whole thing with violence, Tommy chooses to hold back. He doesn't want to turn his opponent into a symbol in the eyes of the men still standing. The conflict only truly closes when Owen Tucker fires the last shot, while Tommy holds onto the principle he's carried from the very beginning. Hardly anyone notices that the town of Liberty in the movie was actually shot in Valonia, Indiana. The interesting part is that this place was tied to a turbulent stretch of American history when a lot of extremist groups were operating in force through the 1920s. So the movie's setting accidentally carries an extra layer of historical meaning that not many viewers ever pick up on. After Part 4, Phillip Rhee basically walked away from the screen for years. But in August of 2025, at 64 years old, he confirmed he finished the script for Best of the Best, Honor the Brave, a new installment he'd been nursing for close to 2 decades. Maybe for some actors, there's always one character they never really let go of. And for Phillip Rhee, that's always going to be Tommy Lee.